Hello, grade 7. Welcome back to another video lesson. Today is a video lesson, not a normal live lesson. And so please make sure you watch the whole video and then do the homework questions afterwards. So today we're looking at fractions with different denominators. Last lesson, we just reviewed how to add and subtract fractions with the same denominators. And today it's going to be fractions with different denominators. So let's start out with an example. I'm going to start straight away with an example. Let me get to my normal pen. Example. Let's say we want to add the fractions 5/6 plus 7/8. Now, what I mean by fractions with different denominators is that these two numbers, the bottom, are different. Okay, so they are different denominator, which means that we cannot add. Different denominator means we cannot directly add the fractions. And so what we have to do is in step 1, so to add the fractions, step 1 is we have to change the fractions to have the same denominator. And it is exactly the same as ordering and comparing and ordering fractions. Same as comparing, ordering fractions. Okay, it's the exact same step as that. Okay, when we compare and order fractions, we have to, step 1, change the fractions to have the same denominator. Okay, so we do this by finding the LCM. Okay, so in this case, okay, we have to do 5/6 is equivalent to, we have to find the LCM of 6 and 8. Okay, and the LCM is 24, which is 6 times 4 and 8 times 3. Okay, LCM of 6 and 8 is equal to 24. If you're able to use mental math to find the LCM of the denominators, good. If you are not able to use your mental math to find the LCM, then I suggest you use other methods for finding the LCM. So if the LCM is 24, which means I have to change it, so equals to 5/6. And how do I get from 5/6 to over 24? I need to multiply this fraction by 4/4 plus 7/8, and I need to multiply this fraction by 3/3 in order to get it to be over 24. And so after we do that, 5 times 4 is the same as 20/24, plus we have 7 times 3, which is 21/24, and then we add the two fractions together, and so that is equal to 41/24. Okay, so step 2 will be, once we change it, is we can add or subtract the fractions. And then finally, for step 3, we have to simplify or convert to mixed numbers. Okay, so over here we have to convert this to mixed number. So this is the same as 1 and 1 and what's 41 minus 24? That's 17 out of 24. 1 and 17 out of 24. Okay, and so that's how we do adding fractions. Okay, so remember the 3 steps. We have to change to the same denominator, and then we add or subtract the fractions, and then lastly we simplify and we convert to a mixed number. So let's go into some other examples. Example I'll just keep it as example. There's no example 1, 2, and 3. Add or subtract the following fractions. Okay, and so for A, let's do 5 over 8 plus 3, no, not 3, plus 7 over 12. Okay, we have 5 over 8 and 7 over 12. We want to find the, let's change it. No, not 12. That's too easy. Let's change it to 9. Let's just do 9. Okay, 7 over 9. And so we have to find the LCM of 8 and 9. And so LCM of 8 and 9 is, we have to multiply them together. So 8 times 9 is going to be 72. So the LCM is going to be 72. There's no smaller one. Okay. Or actually, I think it's 36. Is there a 36? No. Yeah, so 72 is the LCM. And so after we find the LCM, we have to change this to 5 over 8 times 9 over 9. And then we add 7 over 9 times 8 over 8. Okay, I'm not changing any of the fractions. I'm multiplying them by 1. And so 5 times 9, we have 45 over 72. Plus, we have 7 times 8, which is 56, right? 7 times 8 is 56 over 72, and then we add them together. 45 plus 56 is 101 over 72, and then we change it into a mixed number, and so 101 minus 72 is 29. So it's 1 and 29 out of 72. Okay, and then I think that is already the simplest form. There is no other simpler fraction for that. Okay, and so for B, let's do a subtract this time. This time we have 8 over 15 minus let's do 1 over 6. Okay, 8 over 15 minus 1 over 6. And so we have to find the LCM of 15 and 6, and the LCM of 15 and 6 is 30. LCM of 15 and 6 is 30. Okay, so that's 15 times 2, and that's 6 times 5. Okay, so we have to change the fraction now to 8 over 15 times 2 over 2. Okay, that's how you get from 15 to 30. And then minus 1 over 6 times 5 over 5. Okay, and then this fraction becomes 16 over 30 minus 5 over 30. And so once you take the subtraction, that is just 11 over 30. And then that is already the simplest form because 11 is a prime number. Okay, so let's go to a word question. So these are examples of adding and subtracting. All the others will be quite similar. Okay, and so let's do an example word question. So example word question involving adding, subtracting fractions. And so in this example, Tom here spends, let's do a slightly more complicated one. Not okay, so Tom spends 3/8 of his day at school, and then he spends 1/12 of his day doing homework after school, and then he also spends 2/6 or 1/6 of his day for other activities, which include eating and so on. And so the question will ask you, what fraction of the day does he spend sleeping? Okay, because that isn't including. I'm not sure if it makes entire sense in terms of the numbers, but let's just go with this. Okay. And so he spends 3/8 of his day at school, 1/12 of his day doing homework, and he spends 1/6 of his day for other activities. And the other activities include leisure and also eating, dinner, breakfast, and so on. And so first, we have to add all those three fractions together, and we have to find the remainder, and we have to subtract by the whole day. So it's going to be this question. If we want to find out the amount of time he spent sleeping, is going to be 1 full day, that's just 1, minus 3/8 plus 1/12 plus 1/6. And we have to find that. Okay? And so we have to first change all three of these into the same denominator. Okay? So over here, we want these to be the same. And so the LCM of 8, 12, and 6 is going to be 24. And so it's going to be 1. I can change this directly to 24 over 24 minus, this is going to be 3 over 8 times, how to get from 8 to 24 times 3, so it times 3 over 3, plus 1 over 12, how do I get 12 to 24, times 2 over 2, and then how do I get 1/6 to be over 24? That's going to be times 4 over 4. And then let's continue. So 24 over 24 minus, we have 9 over 24 plus 2 over 24 plus 4 over 24. Add them all together. So that's going to be 24 over 24 minus 9 plus 2 is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15 minus 15 over 24. And so once you take the subtraction, that is 9 over 24. Okay, so 24 minus 15 is 9 over 24, which works out quite nice, spends 9 hours sleeping. And so lastly, we have to simplify. Okay, so there is a common factor in between 9 and 24. We can divide top and bottom by 3. Okay, so once you divide top by 3, that's 3. Once you divide bottom by 3, that is 8. So he spends 3/8 of his time sleeping. Okay, so we have to lastly answer the question. Tom spends 3/8 of his day sleeping. Okay, so that's it for the example question. It involves adding and subtracting. So first, again, you have to change the fractions into the same denominator, and then after that, you have to add and subtract the fractions. Okay, and so your homework, let me quickly copy the homework over here. Today there's quite a few homework. Let me put this here, nice and big. Homework. Okay, so exercise 6.3, questions 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 15, 17, 19, 21, 25, 27, 29, and then 31, 32, 34, 39, 41, 43, 45, 47, 53, and 55. Okay, so please do all those homework and then take a picture of your homework and upload it to your class notebook. That is it for today's lesson. And I will see you in your live lesson tomorrow on day 2. Okay, thank you.